Hi, I'm Paris, and in my search for the most comfortable mask, I found one that I really liked. This is the Wake Up and Fight mask from Hedley and Bennett. Reviewed it a few days ago, and I really liked it. It's one of the first masks that actually fits my face. This was really in contention to become my favorite mask. Now, part of the reason I'm trying out these different masks is because my wife at work has to wear a mask all day, and the company has issued everyone masks, but she doesn't really like the one that they've given her. It's a black stretchy material mask. It kind of muffles her mouth when she's trying to speak and not so comfortable to wear. So I've been trying out these masks. And as I try each mask, she takes it and tries it out and reports back to me on how well she likes it. And the first one that her eyes really opened up and said, wow, that looks like it could really be much better than the mask my company has given me, was this one. So she took it to work, and she has to work outside part of the time going between buildings. Here in Central Texas, it's up to about 90 every day already. I asked her, how did that go? And she said, it got so hot that she was sweating, and it got kind of sweaty, and it just became hot, and she thought it was harder to breathe. So she switched back to her other mask. So she said she'd try it one more day because it was especially hot on that day. I think it was up to like 95. So she tried it again the next day, and her report was that she had basically soaked the entire mask with sweat, and that it became so difficult to breathe. And so she went back to her other mask, the stretchy vinyl spandex one that her company had given her. And as much as she doesn't care for that, she just had to wear that. She said she won't be able to use this one anymore. So I thought about it. Well, let's see, it's a cotton cloth. You get it soaking wet. You hold it close against your nose and mouth. Oh, I seem to remember something similar in the news from a few years back. That would definitely not be comfortable. So I'm not sure the difference in the stretchy material masks and the cotton masks. I originally really liked these, but once I tried a cotton mask, I really liked it. And maybe if you're working indoors, you're not, or you live up north where it doesn't get as hot, cotton mask might be great. But when it gets wet, does it really cause you to be unable to breathe? Even though this one I found did not press tight against my nose and mouth, unlike these stretchy material masks. So I'm going to test things out right now. I'm going to get both of these soaking wet, wear them normally, and see if it's easier to breathe with the stretchy material mask than it is with the cotton mask. All right, I've got them both ready. Now keep in mind, I'm doing this test inside the house where it's about 75 degrees. So if you add on another 15 to 20 degrees where you're pouring off sweat, that could make a difference too. Also, this material, I think the stretchy material does a better job of wicking moisture away from your skin, whereas cotton, it just sits there. If you've ever gotten out of the pool and you've had a t-shirt on, the way it just sticks to you, you know what I mean? Oh, it's cold. It's hard to breathe in this one too, with my mouth. Let's see with my nose. It's pulling, this is two pieces of fabric here, and the inner layer of fabric is kind of pulling up against my nostrils. With my mouth too, I can feel it make the seal. Yeah, when they're wet, they are much harder to breathe through, but as uncomfortable as this one is, let me try the cotton one. This is also 2 layers of material. It's heavy. This one's holding on to a lot of water, I can tell, because it's gotten a lot heavier. My voice is much harder to understand. It's easier for me to breathe with this one because it fits my face, and so it's not being pushed as tight against my nose and mouth. Much easier to breathe with through my nose. Yeah, with my mouth, it's the same issue. Forms a seal right against my lips, so that one's not good. But if I had to pick one to wear, I would pick the cloth one for breathing just because it's being held better off my nose, whereas this, the inner layer of material gets pulled up against each nostril. So if you're in a similar situation where it's very hot, you're sweating, you're going to soak the mask, keep in mind that at least some of the anecdotal experience is that the cloth mask can feel much hotter and make it harder to breathe. So for me, this Hedley and Bennett mask is still at or near the top of my favorite masks, but in certain circumstances, it may not be the best mask. I know how much my wife dislikes the company mask that she wears, so she would really like to find one that is more comfortable. So I'll keep searching for the most comfortable mask. If you'd like to follow along on that journey, be sure and click subscribe below, and I'll see you on the next review.